Girl, you got some tea?
Girl, with the honey and the sugar.
Nah, we gonna need some wine for this one.
Well, wine me, please.
All right. Welcome back to the Wine Me Please podcast. Y'all, as y'all know, we are in the month of October. So what that means is a lot of the time, some people's moods are going to start changing. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. But before we do, let's get into our wine of the show, okay? We have the California Heritage Pinot Noir. Let's talk about it. Let me give y'all a little bit of the description. So it is dark, smooth,
Black of the berry,
and dry. Okay? 12.5% alcohol for y'all luscious out there. It is a flavorsome wine, smooth and medium body. The smooth red wine features an alluring blend of ripe berries and warm earthy spices. Okay. This soft, velvety texture of Pinot Noir pairs well with grilled salmon, creamy soups, or savory pork dishes for y'all pork lovers out there. Okay. So anyways, let's get into it. You go ahead, because you know
I gotta be the muscle around here.
somebody gotta do it, because I'm in my software era. I don't do that anymore.
I gotta carry the weight. I gotta carry it.
So let's see. And y'all know we got our charcuterie board, so y'all already know how we got it. And before we drink, we're gonna talk about what's on our boards. So on my board, I have pickles, candied peanuts, and mozzarella balls. Pause. And on Candace's board, she has some pinwheels that's like mozzarella, prosciutto, and basil, and then everything else is the same. Y'all don't eat that pork, so okay.
I'm trying
get into it.
You got a hold on me. Got working on me.
Got it in the chokehold. Let's
It's
see.
working on me.
Cheers. It smells good. It's not as dry as I thought it was.
Yeah,
gonna be.
it's a nice dry because it
Yeah.
almost still feels hydrating.
Yeah, I was expecting something. But
I was expecting like a really, aftertaste of your tongue be like stuck at the top of your, no, it actually feels a little hydrating.
This is actually good. We got it from Aldi. Go ahead and get it. It was on sale for like $6.99.
Now, I will tell you, if you're not a red wine drinker, because I'm not, it's one of those like wind down the evening, end of the day, decompress type of.
Y'all know she ain't about that wine life.
I'm not. I'm trying. I am. No,
I am
it's
forcing
good.
it upon her.
And
Try one of those pinwheels.
Okay.
Let us know how you like it.
She gonna criticize me for the pork and then.
It's okay. Is it good?
Yeah.
It looks tasty. Does it have a fresh taste to it because it got the basil on the inside?
I was gonna say the basil makes it like really fresh. Yeah.
I love that for you. I have to miss out. I know she got that cracker.
Balance. It's about balance.
That's fine. That's fair enough.
Because I'm a Libra, which October. Here we are. It's my month actually.
It really is, girl. Live your best life, okay? So, anyways, let's get into today's topic. I don't know. You want to take this one over, Candace? Y'all know she like taking over.
Really? No, I'm not the bossy kind. But
That's true, I am.
we did want to talk about seasonal affective disorder.
As some of you guys may know, is seasonal depression.
SAD, short acronym. But around this time, we try to bring awareness because you have holidays coming up. We know the season is changing. There's less sunlight. You're getting less vitamin D. There's less activities. You're in the house more. So a lot of people struggle around this time emotionally,
And it's so hard to see because, like, if you don't have the right coping mechanisms, skills in place, or a good routine in place, it can really have you in a chokehold, in layman's terms, right? Because some people, like, really go, like, deep into it. And they're like, they can't get out of bed, or maybe they can get out of bed, but it's, like, not for long because their mood is just, like, down, like, down, right? And it's hard. And so, what are some things you feel like, and I'm going to say mine too, that could be helpful for an individual, like if they're navigating this change, even if they don't realize this is what's happening, but all of a sudden they're like, I notice every October, November, my mood started to change,
Right.
and not for the better. What would be some things you would recommend?
One, I'm always going to say reach out and get professional help. That's always going to be my number one advice. Even if it is seasonal, right? Because therapy does not have to be long term. You can use your EAP plan if you have one, and do short-term therapy to help get you where you need to go.
Regulated, yeah.
But second, I think because it becomes a season of like isolation or like retreat, calming down, and you're like, staying in the house, making sure that you're still having some sense of engagement and like not isolating.
Yeah.
Like still making that effort to check in with people just like you want people to check in with you, so that the communication still flows even if you aren't going out all the time and seeing people. Because I think that's part of the depression or the sadness is you're in the house more, so you feel a little isolated and you have less engagement with people.
Yeah.
And so it's just like staying connected. That would be my top advice, is just making sure you're staying connected. And then two, having healthy leisures that you, like a hobby. Like a lot of adults struggle with healthy hobbies. Like, it don't always have to be brunch or drinking or things like that. Like having things to do in the house, painting, knitting, doing something in your house, work on a project in your house that you've been meaning to do, clean up some stuff that you've been meaning to do.
Put your music on.
Meditate.
Listen to uplifting music.
Not that sad. Don't play that song that's gonna keep triggering you over and over again.
We're not
some
doing
people
that.
love to sit in that sadness, and that's the thing too. Is some people get like, even the sadness becomes addicting for some people. Where it's just like more comfortable to sit and wallow, and I'm gonna just keep watching these same shows, and I'm gonna keep playing that same sad song, and I'm gonna keep coming home doing the same routine, knowing that it's not working. Versus, let me take a step out and try something different. Like we'll most likely come up with an excuse of why we can't versus why we can.
No, absolutely. And while some people like sitting in it, some people also just don't realize that they're re-triggering themselves too. Like, I'll never forget a personal experience where and it wasn't sadness, but it was inducing my anxiety. I was watching something, I love to travel. And so I was watching a show. It was like some international something where like the roommates or the neighbors was killing the people, right? It's like people who are traveling, and they're staying in like those hostels, whatever. And it's like, I'm like binge watching the show, like, damn, the neighbor did it, or this person did it. And as I'm watching it, I'm feeling like something inside me, like, oh my God, I can't travel to that country. I can't, like, I'm making a list of places I cannot travel to, and I'm like, dang, why all of a sudden I want to travel places? One of my other, I literally just talked to my husband about this. One of my other shows I like, FBI International, right? And I'm like, and then all of a sudden I'm having dreams that I'm getting locked up in London and shit. I told him, we're not going to London. We ain't doing that. He's like, what? Random as hell, right? Why are we not going to London? Because I got locked up twice in my dream in London. I cannot. And I'm like, but where is this stemming from? I've never been to London, right? I've never had this experience.
You're just taking on.
What is happening here? And then I thought about it.
You absorbing somebody else's experience.
Yeah, I'm absorbing that vicarious trauma, right? I'm absorbing all this stuff. And I'm internalizing, and it's like my life. And I'm like, oh no, right? And I think a lot of people don't realize that, like, what you watch, that is so true. That whole saying, what you watch is, I forgot the exact saying, but
you kind of, you
making it your life a little bit.
And you think to that point, right? When you think about when the, like, seasonal depression, when the holidays is coming around, and all they are showing are the Thanksgiving movies and the Christmas movies and stuff like that. So you are seeing a lot of like, people are celebrating, people are with their families, people that don't necessarily have that experience or, have that perfect family or whatever. They're starting to experience that too, on like, I don't have that, I don't get to experience that. And that's another thing I think that kind of fills into that seasonal depression, to be mindful of. To be mindful of what you're absorbing around that time. Because some people, again, will sit there and watch something that is going to trigger them into that sadness, and kind of sit and be comfortable in that.
And then they crying. They're like, I don't know why I'm always crying, because you're watching these type of things.
You got to change your focus.
I think another thing that someone can do, like when you guys are experiencing these different things, like utilize, like you said, find hobbies, right? But utilize your calendar, right? Plan, map out and plan ahead with your friends.
That is a big
right?
thing.
You know, hey y'all, let's go out this day on this month, and then book it out, plan that out so
That's
that
a
like
big thing.
I know I will have human interaction during these cold months, or I know that they're gonna come here, even if y'all don't want to go out, but like, okay, we all gonna meet at so and so house for like a wine night or game night or whatever, so that you still have that human interaction, especially if you are an individual who lives alone, because that's a whole nother ball game right there. Because like, remember when COVID first hit and we couldn't go nowhere? Those people who lived alone struggled the most. Yeah. And it was like, dang, of course, I was thankful I didn't have to deal with that. But like, I was like, dang, I can only imagine the people who are living alone, what they're going through, because you have nobody to talk to. Like, you could talk on the phone, but you can't interact with people like that. And then I was happy to hear, like, when people start having the Zoom parties, and because I had a Zoom party
I did a couple
birthday.
of those too, and those are so much fun.
They were so much fun. And then people started like deciding, you know what, let's just quarantine together. Like, friends started to quarantine together. Like, okay, I'm gonna stay over there for a month or 2 weeks or whatever, because you don't want to be like, I'm gonna come over your house today and then you going somewhere else tomorrow and you don't know what's what. You quarantine together. But
it was intentional.
Yeah,
that was the whole thing about scheduling. It's just like, even in those winter months, and like even with your personal life, even living alone, having your hobbies and your leisure time intentionally planned as well.
Absolutely.
Like, you can wing life to a certain degree, but like, a lot of it is being intentional and planning on what you're going to do.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to have all this free time, and that schedule ain't going to change. You work 8 to 4, 9 to 5, whatever the case may be. Your schedule weeks, months in advance.
Yeah.
Try to be intentional about how you plan your time.
I'm
so big on people I know calendars are on our phone and we use technology. It has a lot of convenience, but I'm so big on like having a physical calendar and like writing down how my week is going to go, like what I plan and what my schedule is going to look like, because I don't want that downtime. I don't mind devil's playground.
That part. And then take it back to the last episode. You get all on social media, and then that's another rabbit hole.
And this is what people do in their spare time. And it's
scrolling, and it becomes very unhealthy. And now, guess what? You're now comparing your life, right? Because you see a highlighted version of someone else's life. Now you're comparing. Now you are being overly critical of yourself, right? Well, dang, I don't have this going on. I'm a failure, or this. And it's like, no.
Right.
Do not do that, right? Because it's not healthy for nobody.
Right.
And we don't know what them people going through behind the
scenes.
You
just you see family dinner, but you only see the fight that just took place 10 minutes in the garage. They show you that part. Maybe it makes
just blowing up real quick.
Maybe it makes World Star, maybe it don't, but you don't see the arguments that happen before or after. So yes, you do see like little highlights of people's lives, but you don't know what is going on in the background, and you do need to have some type of like structured activities, doing something to keep your mind progressive and not stuck.
Yeah. What about people who, because going back to like just the holidays, right, who don't have family? Like, what are some things you think would be like innovative that they can do when they don't like have family that they can spend the holidays with?
See, I'm one of those people that is big on like Friendsgiving or like
Friendsgiving.
and I'm like, Shaniqua will host some stuff.
I sure will.
But you will host some stuff every
like December.
But the thing is, even that is intentional, right? Because you have your family that does family activities, but you also make space for your friends to be like, I want to do stuff with them too. And so the friend groups around you, like for me, I'm like, my family, I spend time with them too, but they're not big on holidays and doing big events and stuff like that. And that's always been important to me.
Yeah.
So I will do a Friendsgiving with my friends, or like do the holidays at my friend's house and be intentional about it, because I could decide to sit at home and be upset or, be in my feelings about it. But why?
Right. Why?
But why? Because there's people that love me. And if you think about it, because you can obsess about how life could be.
Yeah.
But when you really think about it, is there people that will, invite you and accept you into their house for the holidays and you embrace you like family?
Because like I have this one girl that I was cool with. Her family wasn't here, but so Christmas, Thanksgiving, any major holidays, depending on where we were going, wherever me and my husband was going, I would always let her know, like, hey, if you're not traveling back home, come with us for Christmas or Christmas Eve. Come with us for Thanksgiving. Memorial Day, 4th of July, like if it was a family gathering that was taking place, and if she didn't have plans, I'd be like, come with us, you can come with us, don't worry about it. And like, so much so that like most of the holidays, like my friend, if she wasn't there, they'd be like, oh, where is so and so? I was like, oh, she went back home this year, so whatever. But like, I would literally, as we get closer to like around October, actually November, because you got Thanksgiving, Christmas, and then New Year's. I would send out the plan like, hey, this is what we're doing for Thanksgiving. This is what we're doing for Christmas and Christmas Eve, because technically we have 3 events around Christmas. My Friendsmas. Then we host Christmas Eve, and then we actually go to a Christmas Day at one of our relatives' house. So I'd be like, this day, this is what we happening. That's what's happening. Come on, if you want to come. If you want home, great. I'll see you when you get back, right? Because it's like, I feel like nobody should be alone on holidays. If you alone, at this point, and you got like good friends, it's because you're choosing to be alone. You know what I'm saying?
And if you don't, you call them friends and you don't, then like that's a whole nother conversation. Because like if I don't feel comfortable, I know I have options, and I love that where it's like, oh, I could stop by so and so house, and like I'm doing a tour, I'm stopping by everybody's house at this point. I'm seeing all my people, and you feel full. You just like you don't sit there and relish on what's not happening.
Exactly. Or you could be the person to host a Friendsgiving.
Exactly.
Or Friendsmas or a New Year's gathering. Like, you could be that person, you know. Or even if your space is not big. I tell people all the time, if y'all want to host something but you live too far, I even told you can host something at my house. The house is here. Just let me know in advance so I can make sure it's cleaned. The house is here. Don't ask me to do nothing because I ain't the host. But I'm going to make sure it's clean, right? So, like, having good people in your circle is important. I've even told my sister, because she used to do, like, a Halloween event with her friends. I used to tell her, girl, if you want to have it at my house, they all know I live at this point. Pull up. It's fine. Like, I got a big house for a reason. Like, I love hosting.
And I did the same. Like, even when I did this summer, I did bring your own pool party.
Yes, I missed it, y'all, but I was
bring your own pool
I had to
party.
prepare for this.
It was a concept for us. Yes, following Juneteenth. But the community that I had, it was so overwhelming because, like, again, trying to plan an event in a house, in a backyard and doing all the setting up things and making sure everything is safe and the food and this, that, the other. My tribe showed up and like, where does this go? Where do we put this? They started setting up stuff. They started cooking. They started grilling. Started cleaning up. Like when they were leaving, packing stuff up. So it was like, no, look around. Look at your community. And if you don't have people like that, then, you got to reevaluate some things. I was just like,
start going on friend dates. Get some more friends.
And sometimes it'd be a thing of communication.
That too.
It'd just be a simple thing of like, just have that conversation of like, because they probably want what you want too, and just nobody bridge that gap.
Yeah, absolutely. Communication is very much so key to a lot.
That's why I said my biggest thing is like staying connected. Like, people get weird about communication. They be like, oh, I ain't talked to so-and-so in a while. They must be being weird to me, or something's going on, versus like, hey, I ain't heard from you in a while. Like, I want to check in with you. You good? Like, you good? You need anything?
Yeah. Because people do be like taking
weird.
it that way.
Like,
did you reach out to them?
Yeah, like to see what's going on. Like, people be going through stuff.
Life be lifing.
Give your friends grace.
Yeah. Now, if you've been reaching out and they just ain't responding, then that's a different story. Because one thing I'm not about to do is chase somebody that ain't my man. I ain't even chasing him. Hello? So, I'm just saying. Get it together, folks. Get it together. But
so, what are some like healthy leisure things that you typically do in the household that like keeps you occupied?
One, I binge watch, but I've learned the shows to binge watch, not the shows
you
that's
like,
triggering
watch that other
me.
stuff again, triggering you.
And if I watch it, I break it up. I've learned I can't binge watch it because now I'm internalized. I didn't stay here for 10 hours and now I'm like, oh my gosh.
I tried to do a This Is Us and that almost put girl.
Yeah, I had to stop.
I had to take breaks.
Emotional. It's too emotional.
Take breaks.
It was
I'm
taking
only
a toll
on season
on
like
me.
4, but I'm taking breaks because it's emotional.
Maybe I ain't got time to be crying every day. Every episode.
Every day.
Can't. But so I like try to watch like binge watch like good shows, healthy shows, funny shows, family shows, black shows, because that's key. Let's see what else I do. I usually find a little project around the house. I pretty pretty much did them all, so I ain't got that many more now. If I come up with another project, my husband probably gonna tell me.
You be coming up with projects though, you know.
Yeah, he gonna.
He be like, I want to rearrange this whole room.
He gonna be sending me to your house in a minute because I done came up with another project.
Hey, I could use some paints. Okay.
Oh, I love a good paint party.
I love a good paint. Okay, so we're gonna do that.
We're gonna do that.
Okay. See, that's an in the house activity to do in the fall.
Just
it really
have tacos.
Tacos,
tacos.
Mimosas if you want margaritas.
I don't need that. I don't need
margaritas.
That.
Okay.
That's tacos.
Okay. Oh, that's you easy.
That's it.
Don't
say it like that.
No, I was gonna feed you and give you a drink. You like just the food, the tacos.
Just tacos.
But again, that's something you could do in the house. You know, rearrange some stuff.
I also change my decor every season.
That too. Use color. Colors are important.
Yes.
Colors are important.
I change my decor every season. So like now this is the decor, right?
Brighten up your living space if you realize.
But during the summer it's yellow in here, like yellow and grays and whites. Because we're entering into like the winter Halloween, so in a minute it's gonna be like oranges and grays in here, and then whatever that Christmas decoration gonna be. What else I be doing around the house? Sometimes I work out at home too because I don't like going to the gym in the cold. So like I got a couple of workouts.
That's discipline. What is how do you get the discipline to work out at home?
Girl, I ain't got it. It depends on the month. 1 month it's there, the next month it ain't. I'm be honest with y'all. 1 month it's there.
Working out at home is discipline in my opinion.
But I have an app on my phone, so it makes it easier. Because in my mind, I'd be like, okay, it's only 15 minutes. Because it'd be like the little quick workouts, right?
Yeah.
So I go get up, do that, and boom.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, at that point, you ain't got no excuse. It's a 15-minute workout.
That is true. Like, if it's 15, you have 15 minutes in your day to do that. You do. You have 15 minutes in your day. If you have 15 minutes to scroll, you have 15 minutes to do it.
Because you know you be scrolling for like 2 hours anyway.
Your time will tell on you.
Exactly. Let's see what else I be doing at home. The other only thing is I just invite people over. Like, just have like casual conversation, just like watch movies.
Yeah.
Like a lot of me and my other friends, like we have like certain reality TV shows that we like to watch. So we be like,
I'm trying to get into Bridgerton for you.
Bridgerton.
I'm trying.
Girl, it's okay. Girl, you got time. The next season ain't coming out for another 2 years anyway.
I'm gonna take my time.
Yeah, you fine, girl. You fine. Get into one of the reality shows. I prefer that over Bridgerton, girl.
Really?
Yes, because the reality shows be fun little kikis. You know, you be like,
I don't know.
You gotta get to it. Get into that Love and Marriage Huntsville, baby. That is how your rockers going. Okay, what the hell's wrong with these people? But yeah, those are just some of the things I do, and because I'm also like, not to my own harm, like a creative person. I like randomly come up with something.
Yeah.
And be like, or I be scrolling.
I tried to become a plant mom. I've been
Girl,
trying to
bad. Plants dead to
be
me
a
now.
Plant mom. I've been trying to do that.
But I feel like you've been doing good. No, okay.
I get rid of the bodies. I'll just say that.
Okay.
Like you'll never know. You'll just see a new plant.
Speaking of plants, during this time, plants are good too to have in house because from what I read, I don't know much about plants, so you can probably speak more on to that. But I know certain plants releases certain things into the air that like boosts your mood.
It'll clean some of the air. Okay. Yeah. I do that just because, like, even just the tending to it, there's something nurturing about it that's supposed to help kind of like increase serotonin and stuff like that. Like you talking to your plants, and it's supposed to help them, and you know. So I do notice the difference of when you ignore your plant. They actually.
It's like having a kid.
It is.
I don't want it.
So it's a sense of ownership.
I don't want it at all. But yeah, what are some other things you feel like? Oh, how about what are some symptoms? So like for people who don't know if they're going through seasonal depression, or even like maybe their anxiety has gotten worse during this season for whatever reason. What are some symptoms that they can look out for to be like, maybe I should go talk to somebody?
Isolation is a big one.
Yes.
Low mood, which you tearful
Absolutely.
maybe, and some people don't cry, so be mindful of that. Just because you're not crying doesn't mean you're not depressed. Irritability,
because
irritability
depression
kind
is a thing.
Exactly. Or like I said, it shows up as irritability. A lot of people are annoyed or irritable, and they're like snappy at people, and they don't realize that is a sign of depression too.
Yeah.
Where you don't have as much patience or insight into problems, where you just are like quick to react to certain situations. What else? Like we said, withdrawal, isolation, depression.
Sometimes
crying.
low libido. for a woman.
Yes.
And even for men.
Yes. Sleeping too much, like not getting out of bed, overeating maybe, and like
or
that's your coping skill is like food, using food as a coping skill.
Yeah.
So recognize if you're overeating or not eating enough.
Yeah.
If you're not like doing things that you do enjoy.
Yeah.
Like you have a loss of interest in things that you actually enjoy doing that you just don't feel like picking up and doing anymore.
Yeah.
Hopelessness, helplessness. Just feeling like.
Look, she got y'all a whole list, so you know, if you feel like any of these things apply to you, 3 or more, right?
Yeah.
Or is it 5 or more? 3.
I want to say at least 3 or more.
3 or more. Seek out help, like from a professional, just to help navigate. Because it doesn't mean you're crazy. It doesn't mean that. It's just like you need more coping skills that you may not just be aware of. That's needed, right? And sometimes
it's okay to have that support during that time.
Yeah, because it's and to have somebody to hold you accountable. Like, did you go outside today?
Did you make a phone call? Did you clean up your room? Did you shower today?
Exactly. Did you eat at least one meal today? Because I've had clients where like they be like, oh, I don't eat, and I be like, okay, well, let's make a deal. You're gonna eat at least one meal every day for the next 7 days.
I've had a client like, go grab something right now.
Yep, I've done that too.
Like, go grab something right now. You can eat during the session. I do not care.
And I told one client, I was like, since I know you're not eating, even though, because you didn't stick to the deal, every time we go in this session, I need you to bring a meal with you. I don't care if it's like a little snack, but you need to bring something, and you're going to eat, and we're going to eat together. I'm going to bring my meal, you're going to bring yours. And they like, you don't watch me eat. Yeah, right, because I'm going to eat too.
I'm going to hold you accountable.
And like, we're going to eat. Yep. And then they did it a couple of times. They was like, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Okay. And but you ain't finna be out here starving yourself on my time. Like, eat one meal at least, something. Right. You know, but yeah, like having somebody to hold you accountable is very much so important and helpful, you know, because you want to be able to get to a point where this doesn't have to happen every single season. Right. Every single time October get here.
And you know it's going to happen.
And that's the thing, you know it's going to happen, right? So it's like, why not put the things in place, systems in place now so that come next October, it's not this bad.
Right.
Right? It may still happen a little bit, but it's just not as bad as it was.
Right. That's that prior planning. That's being intentional.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Anyways, anything else you feel like the people should know or keep in mind or be mindful of when as we are entering into like this holiday season and the weather change is all cold and stuff?
Take your vitamins.
Oh, take your vitamins.
Take your vitamins. Usually your moods are associated with vitamin deficiencies. Take your vitamins.
Really? I'm gonna take some vitamins, y'all. I'm gonna take some vitamins. Well, I feel like this was good. I love talking because, you know, we're both therapists. So I love talking about like mental health and like self-care, stuff like that. It gives me my powers. Anyways, as always, y'all already know, follow us on all social media. Share with all y'all peoples, mama, sister, uncle, brother, cousin, whoever, grandma, if they listening to it too. Okay. And y'all already know we're not just a podcast for tea. So wine me, please. Only had a little bit up in there anyway. And don't forget, if you want our advice, send us an email to advice@winemepleasepodcast.com.